Good. So, computer room, guys. 1 second, guys. So, I'm going to show you through on the computer. Okay, this is really simple. So, basically, this is here, the computer room. And as you can see, so I'm going to put this laptop here and go to the far end. Oh, there's no one here. You see, this is the door I came in. This is the door I came in. 1 second, guys. Audacity is not recording this. Audacity is not recording this. Oh, skip. So, as you can see, there's no one in here. Push this door, and do something down, do something down, and this room. But as I see, this is just a door. This is a door. And this is the computers here. The video. There's no one here but me. I'm happy there's no one here but me. Come on, just stick. I hate people being, I'm trying to go. So, I'm going to stay here for a little while. But you can't see the door. I'm saying that I am. So the very important part, we can't change that. If I die or anything that happens, all the money should just keep going to the construction of Defra and building, basically go to the solitary. So if I die, because that's 100 to the £1 million, £1 billion, 1 to 1 billion pounds, because of homelessness and human isolation, and that is the law. If it's to be open access, if you die, he gets to be open access. They say you can use £1 to £1 million to do it. We should do it in quick stream. Oh, you go to the same money of the system of £1 million. So you have a sufficient of £500,000, half an hour, but you get a half that and something like that. I don't know about the consumer economics of money, but I know that units matter. I know that units matter, and that's my foundation of economics. Units matter. But as you said, so it's like that. So I'm going to show you the computer room now. So I'm going to show you the computer room now. But this computer's here. Computer here. This is password here. There's no password here. Password is students. anyway, so this is the art stuff. So I'm gonna just flip the camera. This is on the voice in Baby's Hill. There's no one here, and just some locked in. Can't go out. But this is where this is the music do art. But they use it. I didn't use it really. This is me here doing art. This is not my art. My art is in my room. Yeah, so there's videos there and get them there. To get my chalk, you give me a chalk here. I wish I could use it. I could use it on the board. But the board is here. So we look at the map and see how this really gets. So, that's really positive. Today's video is usually on the artificial intelligence system. But I have to take that. So if I move this to this chair, this chair, this is one chair. Because I'm not allowed to go out. They won't prison me. So I'm in prison. I'm not. They won't let me go out because you have a long history of abuse. But telling me stuff, doing kind of stuff. So this is one. This is chair down there. So it's sitting here. So as you can see, guys, can you see this? Is the table? No, the table. So this table how it looks. With the chair here, my charger here. See now, sitting on the table. So you see, see how it looks on the human being on it. And then there's the size models. This is the size models for this place. But there's a lot of things I want to discuss. Just not properly, but I'm going to do some last about him. Just want to the next here. But this is how it looks. So we're doing it like this. With my choke in my hand. This is singing. I can't go to the door. I can't see the door. Oh, you cannot see the door. No. So I was thinking, how think about people? Because I was doing the video. After doing the video, eventually, let's see. Let's share. So this is not a check. So here, my charger. My charger is here. The second here. Here. Now, this is good. Here. This is my board. There's two, what's the one? mm, how, how low you said, this is the choke here. Me go that way. So I'm gonna go that way. It's good. So I'm gonna push it in here. Can't see the camera. I'm gonna push it in here. So I was watching I'm gonna sit here now for reference. For reference. But it is getting closer, so I'm referencing also. It's gonna get to the map of this place and see how it looks. But it's gonna be we're going to do physical stuff now. So the here's an EGS project. And the difference of the need in the very first second, anyone if I die and anything happens, this money, 121 million pounds, billion pounds goes to different solitary and the ordinance is consumer framework. We really can work for free. Because my looks to get to actually go to github.com forward slash textbook entries. That's T for Tango, E for Echo, X for X-ray, T for Tango, E for Echo, N for November, T for Tango, R for Romeo, E for I for Indio, E for Echo, X for Sarah, for dash, E for Echo entries. Can find the kind of success I've been working on myself, but because I'm autistic, so I'm pretty sure. So, so this is now compared. So we can now go that way. So we now have more of them. So I'm going to side here. This is blocked. So this comes blocked. I don't know what it was for. It's not stuck. We put it here. So now, I, now you can see here. Yeah, doesn't. What do you see here? Yeah, so you can see me here. Yeah. So here I'm seeing here right now. But it's coming here behind me. See? If you don't get see, I'm not going to side view this up. I go from this side, onto this side, this side. So we need to stay. So we do that here. And we can share, so you can see how it looks on the road. But the thing is, being interesting, I don't really care. As much as you have something this place anyway, and you care. I'm going to Nigeria, whether you like it or not. I'm not British. It has to be British for you to be British. Tell me I'm British. It's not in Nigeria. I'm going to go to so I'm going to put this right there. You see it? Yes, yes. So I'm going to put it here. Go for size. Size. So here, this is my house. So I'm standing and kind of this is full when something is not pushing. So I'm going to be now pushing it here. So I'm going to be closer here. This is perfect here. You see here? So I'm going to push you guys here. Here's how it looks. So then it's the other side of this now. So this is the word experiment. Well, this guy did on the inside. And so basically, and this is the door to show. So there's a booth here. Let's start right on this right now. Well, here was choke. So here, this choke here, choke here. So the choke is coming. Let's put it here. So this one choke here. So this choke is here. Oh yes, I'm no kind of no kind of a pedo or adult content or oppositional, no kind of slavery advocacy, no kind of bullying advocacy, nothing that no kind of a rape adult content, anything like that in the context, obtaining adult content, adult in public, anxiety, no kind of that, that validates the equivalent of dignity of sovereignty in exam. Look at that kind of form of the value sovereignty of me, look at that kind of this. Yeah. So let me start now. So let me go then. So I'm gonna put laptop here. Lift laptop. For 39 degrees. Put it here. So this video is basically on the policy force and it's just I'm with the board out. So, yeah, give you a position two. Oh, can't clean it. Guys, I can't clean the board. So you need to come and clean. That's what you clean it with. Step, yes, the roots. So, then you go to the steps. You just this one of the song. So, uh, so what was I today? So, if the artisan is sophisticated, you know, it's an open middle line in this case. So basically, if you go to github.com, forward slash OBI, forward slash fifth Oscar, B for Bravo, I for India, you have the artificial intelligence system. So then I have, we go to AGS, you're gonna get artificial intelligence. That's A for alpha or artificial, artificial, A for alpha, artificial, artificial gestation system. Basically, it works on things like so. When someone's born with a born retarded, this can be one in time, one in time will make you perfect and all and complete. Well, this is for diseases. So basically, birth defects, birth defects. Defense. So, defense. But my model of defense is trying to. Oh, so
Hi, okay,
yeah,
okay, okay, this is very okay.
yeah.
Hi.
Birth defect is things that because I have a birth defect, so I don't want anybody in my position born with an AGS plus have a birth defect. So that's a very classical. I'm trying to code disease at birth, disease at birth into the system. So it doesn't matter the system also grows. If you've got enamel, you have the normal roots, you have the roots, you have soil, and soil is the roots, basically soil is the base. So into the soil grows out, and grow out incorrectly, grow out incorrectly. In fact, so basically, if it grows too fast or too slow, you have a bird defect. You have a bird defect. So let's be born in time. You need to have space. You need space to be born in time. You need a space, a little space area. So you can have time. So basically, it's the AGS time. So basically, someone can be born in 1 to 3 months. Someone can be born in 1 to you get 1 to 2 months pregnancy. Pregnancy. 1 to 3 or 4 months, depending on how good the service is. 5 or 4, 5, 6, 4 to 6 months, 6 to 7 or 8 months, or 6 to 9 months, 6 to 9 months, 6 to 9 months. Notice that this is just accurate. So 6 to 9 months, at least when someone gets born. Well, something is born in 8 months, so 8 months, 7 months in the the process is really not it helps the growth. So you can have a child on the chalkboard, for example, have an embryo looks like in develops in like 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks to get full human embryo. We don't get consciousness, get 2 weeks, 2 weeks to a month. 2 weeks to a month, you get a fully developed embryo, and then as you go to the next class, as you go to splitting, so the time I'm talking about, this is the time of four different stuff. This is born in time. Can be born in time, to be born in space. Born in space just means the born in space that is time. So you can be born in the polar in this way. You can be born because I was born in time. That's not perfect because I was planned. So basically, it's a birth planner. It's a birth planner. So the artificial intelligence is a birth planner. Basically, it knows when you're going to be born. And again, it's going to put all the birth defects. It's not going to have. It's like instead of you taking, you guys listen to me now. Instead of you guys taking injection and putting it on the baby after it's born, it's all done into the aegis. So basically, the aegis basically it takes all the things you have a flu jab. This like a glass. This like a in glass strip. So basically, aegis stands for basically aegis is an in vitro. In the it's not IVF, it's in glass in chamber fertilization. But very fertile. So basically, in chamber you use to have a space, and the space is very big, so you can have more length. But more. So, basically, agency is basically IVF, but double the space of IVF. No, triple the space of IVF. But basically, you can start it. Depending on what you do, I'm gonna make it formally. But the IVF is inverted in glass. IVF in virtual versus in glass with a petri dish. IVF takes place in petri dish, and basically, that's basically like testing this white users. So you can have something that grows any mammal, size of any small the smallest mammal, but because you're a human being, so basically the size of the smallest mammal, which is smallest of the student gives birth to a cat, smallest mammal. Anything that has a womb is a cat, a cat. So the size of a cat is a small one, but everything is very similar size of the animal. So basically, I'm a mammal, but I don't have a womb, so I need a bigger space to house myself. It's usually microscopic. So I'm saying to you, the flu jab is done once or it's done twice. It's done like once in the hospital. So you don't do it outside the body. The flu jab, the vaccination, everything, the vaccination is done in the chamber. In the chamber. There's no done outside the chamber. Because you want to see everything is according to the system. But you're gonna have the stuff. You're gonna have the kind of samples. You're gonna have the kind of testing of the reward outside, because the reward that inside the business. Before you come outside, you can have everything. Before you become born, you have everything to send you. So you can. I have a model of this. I call this directed symbiotic evolution. Directed, so you direct the evolution of a system. I'm going to show you the repository now. So I'm going to show you directed symbolic evolution. Repository. So let me go here. Directed symbolic GitHub.com. I can't link to my GitHub, by the way, guys. That is down. See that. Like symbolic. You guys think. So you're gonna have this now. So so let me just sorry guys, let me just okay, so basically, yeah, so you get directed I'm gonna read some direct symbolic evolution model using gene split. So you're gonna get directed symbiotic birth control. This is directed symbiotic. All of open access mean effort to give two people authentic love, like love relationship in a relationship has failed. So what do I mean? It seems that the only way I to get my family pen, a family pen is a Chinese doctor to get a boyfriend, more or less does not work. So basically, if you have a boyfriend, the biologist does not work as symbiotic systems of emergence of embryonic and sperm really on vast computation and redirection or distribution of normalization of the odd and even number of a child. So the ratio of a child to odd and even. Basically, this direction ratio. So the goal is to have the system where it has a boy and a girl, and you control what the output is based on how the Chinese family is. Because Chinese has a one-child policy, and this is the Chinese one-child policy. So the one-child policy states that you can have one child, no, but you don't control your kid. So if you get the benefits of having a boy and you have a child, it's not a modern legal system, the kind of Chinese Chinese kind of system, Chinese kind of cultural system. The child is a man is more beneficial than a woman, and the kind of thing. But I'm giving them a chance to decide what they really want to do. I want to see how that works as permanent. So that is about evolution. But this is parallel as well. So I've concluded that the stuff is not impossible, improbable. Basically, it's not mathematically impossible. I said, well, you cannot do it in any way, shape, or form, because the heterogeneous states always resolve in a homogeneous system. Because so the goal is for me to have now the heterogeneous state is like the topographic state of the system, heterogeneous homogeneous system, because the world is noisy, so it has to be random. Because the world is naturally noisy. That's why we have heterogeneous model before homogeneous model. It's not a homogeneous heterogeneous system. It's a heterogeneous model with the boy and girl. That's the choice of being making having a boy or girl as a child. So the framework is now not to change the variables of the child, but control the factor. So which is now to observe, observe and act. Observe. So a woman is a term telling about the history of those city well done by Yunamdi. A woman is the definition that all men have wombs. And women don't. So all men have wombs and women don't. So womb, that's called a man with a womb. So Namdi, the relationship is the fact that the man exists in the opposite sex in genosymbiotic creation in the mammal's phenotype. So basically, the future type is the future. So a man is a woman, but they have the same phenotypes, just different genotypes. With embryo, so the man go through the same process, at birth. So a man is a woman, and that's what I'm stating here. A man is a woman, just to have different genotypes, and they have the different phenotype. That's like the sexual organism I'm referring to as a man. So all men and women, but actually breed man and woman, with the ages for the so I'm saying to you. So the goal is not. So the goal is here to have a direct symbiotic, the man and the woman, based on stress factors to get a man, not to get yeah. So the goal is to have the chain focus on the reason of focus on the reasoning between the mandatory to understand how and why XY girls chromosome, ladies chromosome, and XX or Y woman's chromosome, and XY man's chromosome, no X XY woman and XX man. No, XY man and XX woman directed how to a man can be a woman and as a relationship basically the kind of what makes you a man, also what the character of a man based on the what the character based on the genotype and the phenotype. What is different to a man and a woman genetically in development, not when you're born already. What is different and that's really the text what you need at that time, because the quantities of the measurement you take. So the artificial system is meant to resolve the ambiguity of a man and woman. Of a man and woman, and the fact that the artificial system has a role to play. The term womb is literally in woman. That's what we call the woman in my country, because because woman is really what I let them bear for. So I'm trying to separate the man from the woman. I'm not trying to separate because the genotype and the woman, if you look at the woman, genetic structure of a woman is literally different, totally different to a man's woman, and different to the as opposed to the phenotype. Basically, you get a woman and woman. A man is a woman is a man, but they have different phenotype or features. Like the hand of a man is stronger, and more resilient to kind of the structure of a man's face is sorry, that's not true. The structure of a man's face is stronger for taking punches. Women's faces are just less stronger. This is a real problem where women evolution, because they have more accidental kills. Weird, I know. Because women just have natural to have birth. So they have natural to have birth. You usually need a man to procreate. You should have the woman hormones in you. So honestly, that's how it works. So this is a model here, the auto transfer. So you're gonna have, I can't get to my OBS robot dream, but this is the session continuous transfer. So yeah, so you have to back it up here suddenly. So I'm saying to you, we're not going to be taking injections or anything after postbirth, because you damage your skin, you damage what you created. So you're gonna have what I've created, where you're being perfect, being perfectly created. It's gonna damage your skin, so you're gonna have it in the system itself, the artificial digestive system. It's gonna be like let's say it's 10% your growth ratio. So let's say you get the prejudice, you have 10 times the prejudice based on the size of what can grow in a prejudice from an embryo state. So it can be an embryo stem, so 10 times the size of an embryo, basically, because 10 times the size of. So if the prejudice is 50 centimeters, let's say 10 centimeters wide, 5 centimeters wide, 5 centimeters in radius wide, 5 to 5. Let's say it's 20 or 20 centimeters, 20 centimeters, which is 20 centimeters in prejudice. 20 centimeters is a petri dish. 20 centimeters is a petri dish. 20 times 10 will be 200. No, but times 5 times the 3 stages times 3 to the power of 3. I don't know, but you're gonna have something that can fit a human embryo inside and can grow fully and expand. It keeps expanding for the space, just to keep it in the kind of tube it is, the kind of birth it is, so you can sing to it, you can hear to it, but you're going to have the system hear you, feel you, touch you, but you cannot drop it. Basically, you can have a man, woman carry some kind of thing in the bag, but the woman carries that thing because it's like the basic bag. You can carry it in front of your belly if you do it in Africa. So you can carry it in front of your belly like this. I don't carry anyone's child on my chest. No, just don't blame me for falls. But basically, going to be securely attached to my chest. To the wrap, the wrapper on my back. If we do in Africa, I can have it on my stability. No one can put your baby on your back. No baby on your back. In the pharmacy. Doesn't matter if two baby kids or not. I don't care. No babies behind your back. You can have it wrapped on your bottom or on your chest or your chest where you can actually see the baby. You can have your chest or your bottom of friend, yes, but it goes to have the woman control the best next to chest, that's different. So, today we discuss about the artificial digestion system encoding disease into the system of the city, like growth, like kind of the sand of growth, like growing things that grow in sand, in dirt, things that grow in that can be rooted, like things that can grow in like the enamel of a teeth can grow some teeth, things that encode them in, and the states to have the same kind of sandy be encoded with the flu vaccine, the vaccines of the flu, the viruses, the kind of diseases that cause birth defects, and keep the system encoding that system via the NSIGII protocol. And remember, S for Sarah, I for Indigo, G for Golf, I for India, I for. So the artificial system, like on the board, is literally having a stage by 1 to 3 months, 3 or 4 months, 4 to 5 or 6 months, and 6 to 7 or 8 months. 6 to 7 months. And the ninth month you should be born. So it's good. You say 6 to 9 months, because 9 months you should definitely be born. But you should go to research to 6 to 7, 8 months. Start by research to 8 months. You're born in time, philosophy. Thank you guys.